This week we read a double portion. It's called Tazria Metzora. And we read in it about this affliction that comes upon either a person's skin or on their clothing or on their homes. And it was a physical manifestation of something that the person needed to rectify spiritually. So if a person wasn't doing something correctly, then this affliction, this blemish, this saras would appear on these three places. And what was interesting is that there are many reasons given in our tradition as to what would bring about this affliction. The most commonly described one is if people were gossiping or speaking evil of each other, speaking lashon hara, that this would be the cause for this tsaras to appear to help the person rectify themselves, like a report card. You have to do better. You have to not speak lashon hara, and then the tsaras would go away. But you'd have to go to the priest, and there was a whole ceremony as to how you would get rid of the tsaras once you had rectified that which brought about the affliction in the first place. There was also the possibility of having this affliction on your home. And if this spread and the person didn't rectify themselves, then it would necessitate a demolition of the building. All of this is a great suffering for a person. Why am I being afflicted? What do I have to do to change myself? How do I be better? And it's also a gift from God to help the person align themselves correctly, which we don't have today. When the houses were torn down, if that was the case, then what would appear, which was an amazing thing, was that the previous owners of the homes that the Jewish people inhabited when they came into the Promised Land, the previous owners had hid in the walls their gold and their jewels. So when this affliction came upon their homes, which might necessitate them knocking down the walls and knocking down the homes, that they would find the gold that was hidden therein. So they were, on some level, recipients of a reward, even though they had suffered, they had had pain, they had had an affliction. And I wonder if this isn't something for us to think about, that we are in a world where we suffer, where there's pain, where we don't understand what's happening, where things seem to be happening and they cause us great distress. And yet, perhaps, we may not be people who can find the gold, but the teaching is helping us point to this as something to understand about the nature of our lives in this world, that we don't understand this world, we don't understand the pain and the suffering, and that God is good and God only does good. So if we don't understand it and we feel the pain, that perhaps we can have in our understanding and our foundational beliefs that God only does good and it's for my benefit. And please God, I should see the benefit and I should find the gold in my suffering, in my affliction. But if I don't, then the Jewish teaching is perhaps one to hold on to, that even if I don't see the big picture, there is a big picture. And in the end, I will understand why it all had to happen the way it did.